Okay, so picture this. A place that's 2,000 years old, but is also brand new. A sanctuary made entirely of wood that's existed for 2 millennia, but, and get this, no single piece of that wood is more than 20 years old. Today we're taking a journey to Ise Jingu, the sacred heart of Japan, to try and unravel this incredible paradox.
Our journey begins right here, at the Uji Bridge. Now, this isn't just some wood and stone. In the Shinto faith, this is a gateway. When you cross it, you're literally leaving the normal, everyday world behind and stepping into the sacred realm of the kami, the spirits and gods that are believed to live in all nature. This is the very first deliberate step on a pilgrimage that's been happening for 2,000 years.
And you have to understand, this pilgrimage is a huge deal for the entire nation. There's a saying that it's a place all Japanese people want to visit at least once. That tells you everything, right? This isn't just another tourist spot. It's a cultural cornerstone, something that's woven deep into the soul of the country.
So let's get into it. Japan's most sacred shrine. We're about to discover the spiritual center of a nation. So what exactly is Ise Jingu? Well, simply put, it's considered the apex of every shrine in Japan, the most sacred of all Shinto sites. It's pretty much the spiritual home of the entire country.
2,000. Just let that number sink in for a second. 2,000 years. I mean, we're talking about a timeline that stretches all the way back to the Roman Empire. And for all that time, without a single interruption, the gods have been enshrined right here. That gives this place an almost unimaginable weight, both historically and spiritually.
And here's the thing, it's not just one building, not even close. Ise Jingu is this sprawling, sacred complex made up of 125 different shrines. Each one has its own purpose, and they're all spread out across this huge, peaceful forest. It's really less like a single shrine and more like a spiritual city hidden away in the woods.
So who is at the very heart of all this? That would be Amaterasu Omikami, the sun goddess. In Shinto belief, she's the mythical ancestor of Japan's imperial family, which makes her one of the most important deities there is. The inner shrine, called the Naiku, is dedicated entirely to her.
Okay, so visiting Ise is an experience that's just steeped in ritual. And to really truly appreciate it, you have to walk the pilgrim's path. And, that means understanding the sacred etiquette. And the customs here are incredibly precise. I mean, even the way you walk matters. At the outer shrine, the Gekku, everyone keeps to the left side of the path. But then, as you get closer to the more sacred inner shrine, the Naiku, you switch over to the right. It's this subtle little physical shift, but it signifies a much deeper spiritual transition. Now, before you even approach the main shrine, pilgrims stop at the tozuya for a purification ritual. It's all about a symbolic cleansing of your mind and body. First, you pour water over your left hand, then your right. Then you rinse your mouth, and finally you clean the handle of the ladle itself. Every single motion is deliberate, all to prepare you to stand before the kami.
Respect is it's in every gesture. You bow before passing through one of the torii gates, you keep your voice down, and here's a really important one. You don't come here to ask for personal favors or wishes. You come here to express gratitude. The prayer itself follows a very specific pattern. 2 deep bows, 2 sharp claps to get the kami's attention, and then one final grateful bow.
But hey, the pilgrimage isn't only about solemnity and quiet respect. After you've paid your respects, a completely different kind of reward is waiting for you. One that's a feast for all the senses.
For centuries, the bustling streets of Oharamachi and Okaji Yokocho have been here to welcome pilgrims. And trust me, these aren't just tourist traps. They're like living museums, lined with shops and restaurants whose own histories are just as old as the pilgrimage itself. And this is where you can literally taste history. You can try akafuku mochi, a sweet treat that's been made the exact same way for 300 years, or grab a crispy croquette from a butcher shop that's over a century old. From world-famous Matsusaka beef to fresh-grilled abalone, the food here is just as essential to the pilgrimage experience as the prayers.
Okay, now we're getting to what is, for me, the most unique and just astonishing part of Ise Jingu. It's a tradition that honestly seems to defy all logic. It's a fair question, right? Japan is a land of typhoons and intense humidity. So how could a simple wooden building, no matter how sacred it is, possibly last for 2 millennia?
Well, the answer starts with this number. $500 million US. That is the rough cost of the tradition that keeps this shrine alive.
And this number is the key. That enormous cost isn't for a one-time restoration project. Nope, it's the price of a monumental task that they undertake like clockwork every 20 years.
It's called Shikinin Sengu. The entire shrine complex is painstakingly rebuilt from scratch on an empty plot right next to the old one, using only ancient traditional tools and techniques. And the purpose isn't just to keep the buildings fresh. It's to pass down the priceless craft of shrine building from one generation to the next. It's a beautiful cycle of renewal that ensures the shrine is forever ancient and at the same time forever new.
And you know, this idea of passing down ancient skills isn't just happening at the shrine. In the nearby waters of Ise Shima, there's another living tradition that's just as incredible. This is where you'll find the ama, female freedivers whose craft is just as ancient and revered.
Just like their ancestors did, these women dive for seafood without any modern equipment. They have this deep respect for the ocean. They never take too much, and it's a philosophy of sustainability that really echoes the shrine's own harmony with nature. Just like the shrine builders, the ama are living links to Japan's past, true guardians of an ancient skill.
So as we bring our journey to a close, it kind of makes you step back and think a little deeper about what we've seen. At Ise, you see this perfect harmony between humanity and nature. The beautifully crafted Uji Bridge and the crystal-clear waters of the Suzu River are both treated as sacred. One is man-made, the other is completely natural, but they're both essential parts of the exact same spiritual landscape.
And that really is the ultimate takeaway here. Ise Jingu isn't just a destination you visit. It's this profound place where the spiritual beliefs of a nation, a deep reverence for the natural world, and traditions that are being actively kept alive all come together in one powerful, timeless place.
Which leaves us with one last, fascinating question to think about. The buildings themselves are never more than 20 years old, yet we say the shrine is 2,000 years old. So, if a place is completely rebuilt from scratch, what actually makes it ancient? Is it the wood and the stone, or is it the spirit and the knowledge that continue to shape